out today. But that's no big deal. We're here with this 2021 Nissan Rogue. Now welcome to our live drive. If this is the first time you've watched Daily Motor Live Drive, then welcome. We're looking forward to spending about an hour or so with the car, going around, checking it out, answering all of your questions. If there's something specifically you'd like to know about the redesigned Rogue, hit us up in the chat. We will be checking it periodically. We've got Alyssa behind the camera right now. She and I will be taking turns talking about everything on the channel. We just celebrated our 1 year last year, so that was exciting. And yeah, we're just looking to have a good time on this kind of crummy, just bland, wintry day here in Michigan. But if you're watching this after the fact and you want to join in live next time, hit that subscribe button and keep an eye out. Typically Tuesdays. We've been trying to stick to that, but sometimes we'll do it later on in the week if we want to do something else with the cars or something like that. But this week we've got this Nissan Rogue as well as a Toyota Venza. Both kind of decent cars, not exactly the most exciting, but cars worth talking about, I suppose, and worth testing. So let us know what you'd like to see about this Nissan Rogue. I am not a huge fan of the style. I think it harkens back a bit to the Pontiac Aztek that was sold here in America. Some people think it's attractive. What about you, Liz?
I think the color is quite beautiful.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah, the red is really sharp looking. I don't know. I don't think I have like an idea set on it. It looks like so many other cars that we've kind of already been in.
Yeah.
It doesn't really stick out to me as something that is super exciting or super new looking. It's kind of has, you know, the same kind of sharp.
It's a lot of sharp edges, yeah. You know what it kind of makes me think of is that Jeep Cherokee that came out in like 2013 with the super squinty like lights up front, and then it has like other lights down here. It doesn't look much like a face. Right. People like cars that look like faces.
Yes,
right.
They're very relatable that way. Yeah.
And this also kind of makes me think of the Nissan Juke, the one that's gone now. So it's like they got rid of the ugly Juke, and now they're back with this sort of design. Right. It's kind of a shame because I thought the last Rogue was pretty attractive, if a bit bland. But let us know in the comments what you all think. We're going to be taking a look at the comments here soon, especially once we get out of the wind and the cold.
Oh my gosh.
So we're going to do a little walk around for the rest of the vehicle and then get on in, do some driving, talk about the interior.
The wheels look very nice.
I was going to say, I like the wheels. Yeah. They're attractive.
They look really cool, sharp. I can't say they look too different from a lot of other chrome looking wheels that you see, but yeah. If that's something that you like, that chrome sharpness, that's perfect then.
One thing I am surprised is that we don't have a floating D-pillar here. For a while, a lot of cars were doing that, like it was kind of black all the way through, so it looked like the roof was floating. I see. And they didn't do that with this one, so that's interesting that trend may already be dying. One of the few cars that has a gas cap on the right side, on the passenger side. I know from our fuel economy test that almost every car fills up on the driver's side, but this is one of the first ones we've had in a while on the right. I do like the rear end. I think there's nothing wrong with that. Very, very bold, stout, but also decently well styled. I like how it says Rogue very clearly here. You pop the trunk open, you get 3 beeps, and then it comes up nice and quick. Actually, a really functional trunk back here.
This is actually really nice looking. This material down here, this felt is soft, but it looks kind of nice and clean. Oh, that's super white. Really clean looking.
This was kind of weird to me though. This floor is in 2 sections. Yeah. I don't really understand why. Because like... yeah. Now you got 2 of these to deal with. Do you see any sort of justification for that?
Not necessarily.
It does look like you can drop these lower if you want. So you could put it down there and have a slightly lower floor. But then you got these really hard edges. And it just doesn't look good, doesn't feel good.
Flat then.
Okay.
It's like buckled right there.
Okay.
It's interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly what they were thinking, but I mean, in theory, you could do and get
It's hard to take one out without, taking the first one out.
Right, and I was shooting a video on it earlier today and just kind of struggling with it. I don't know. Maybe groceries would kind of keep from scooting around.
I'm pointing with this one. This does act like a ledge, and that could be really useful.
I guess.
Yeah. Huh. I don't know.
But one thing it does provide is if you fold the rear seats, which are super easy to do from here, they go straight down.
Look at these giant levers.
Yeah, super big, easy to use levers. Like very flat load surface. Yep. So let's put this back up.
You wouldn't want to lay on that though.
Well, that's what we're about to find out.
Okay then.
So I am 5'10".
Ooh.
And
camping test.
Just about almost lay flat. What do I got? About like just a few inches sticking out? Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to shut the trunk there.
I could easily just go
sideways.
Go diagonal. And I'm good.
Oh.
Yeah, you could sleep in the Rogue at 5'10". You would definitely fit, Liz.
I would fit and be fine.
It's fairly comfortable because this is a flat load surface with just a small gap in between the seats.
Gotcha. You wouldn't want to put too much weight on these things if you have them elevated and not completely flat on the bottom there, because they are bending. Yeah. Yeah, so if you've got a lot of jugs of milk or you know, keep a jug of oil or whatever in the back here.
I want to be careful.
Yeah.
You do have a 12-volt outlet, so that's kind of cool to see, as well as a few metal tie-down hooks. So overall, a fairly competent rear storage area.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good to see.
All right, let's hop on in the second row and take a look at some comments.
Oh yeah. Ooh, this door is weird to open. I'm gonna try this again. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like there's like no resistance here, and then you get to about here and there's a fair amount of resistance.
Really?
It's really interesting. Maybe that's just how new it is.
Oh no, you're right.
Yeah.
This door kind of does that too. It's
a lot of resistance. Yeah. I don't know why. Let's get in this car though. It's cold.
Yeah. Right.
It almost makes you like need to slam the door.
Mm-hmm. I noticed that.
You're not gonna want to really be slamming your doors.
So I'm sure you're gonna have a lot of comments to go through. So Alyssa will kind of screen some comments and she'll start reading them out here in a minute or two. But we'll just kind of take in this interior in the meantime. I kind of like the blend of a very light tan and then a bit of a darker brown on the sides. So we're probably gonna look a little gray to you all, but that's just because of the gray sky coming through the panoramic sunroof. What do we got going on? What do we got in the chat?
Pittsburgh man.
Hey, Pittsburgh man.
Hey guys, classic Michigan day.
Right?
Yeah.
It certainly is. You're right.
That's funny.
Yeah, Pittsburgh man was on last week when I was out on the bike and I was like, hey, it's actually sunny for once. But
he also does not like Nissan.
Okay.
That's okay.
That's, trust me, we're okay with that.
And then, Yas is asking, does it feel cheapy like the recent Nissans?
Well, we will talk about that a bit. What happened was, last night we had the Toyota Venza and we swapped with Chris up at the Topher and got this, and it felt like we were coming out of an S-Class into like a rental car. Yeah. And I've come to terms a bit with it. Nissans of late, some places feel really cheap and some places feel really nice. This leather's kind of mid-grade. The shifter is really not great, but we'll talk about that when we're on the front seat. Other than that, I mean, it feels sturdy enough.
Yeah.
It's no Toyota, but it's also probably bottom half, I would say, of the brands.
Yeah. Because
even like Hyundai, Kia, they're stepping up a bunch lately. I mean, we might be talking like FCA levels, even some of the FCA cars, but this is maybe like Ford, Chevy sort of quality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with all the cars, we don't like to be mean. I'm feeling really bad right now and a little bit guilty for saying anything that might have been negative about this now. So we don't say these things lightly. We don't want to be mean.
That's true.
But we need to be honest.
Right. Yeah, we want you all to understand that when we get in a car that we say is really nice, I mean, we genuinely feel that way. And
yeah.
We'll tell it where it is. I mean, if anyone who saw our Infiniti Q50 review, you know, we can be honest. So yeah, there are some good things about this car, and there are some less than good things.
Nice. Yes, thank you.
Hey, yes.
$2.99 donation. Thank you.
Our big donor. We got Sugar Daddy Yas.
I love that.
Do we have Moran in the chat? All we need to do is,
I see.
All we need is a technical question. Moran will pop up. So somebody asked something specific. One thing I do think is kind of neat. You do have these what do you call it? Sunshades.
Yeah.
In the back row. So if you had a child sitting back here, you didn't want sun beaming down on them.
Or anybody that wouldn't, you know.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
true.
a child, but I would like to have these up.
Right. And I have noticed a few things like that in the Rogue that are kind of second row specific. For example, down here, and this is only an SL trim, it's not the top, but you've got a USB-A and a USB-C and individual third or second row climate control. And you do not see that in most compact crossovers. You're not going to get that in the RAV4. Yeah. You're not going to get that in, I don't even think the Toyota Venza we have this week has a second row climate control and multiple power points. So Nissan did a good job at making this a perfectly good rear row. I'm a little elevated. I got the camera right now at my eye height. You can see it's going right over the driver's seat, so I can kind of see that way. Seat comfort seems pretty decent. These seats, are they reclinable? Nope. No recline.
Well, a little bit, maybe about.
Oh wait, yeah, you're right. Why is yours back further than mine?
Because you just lifted yours up when you were doing it again.
So, oh, you're right.
Yeah.
It has the world's smallest amount of recline.
I'll show you guys on my side.
Yeah. Look at that. It's like an inch, but it kind of makes a difference, I guess.
It's okay. Yeah.
It's comfortable.
I think if you had yours up like how I have mine, you'd complain about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a pretty big difference. It doesn't look like much, but it does.
But it does feel like a very big difference, yeah.
Huh. Yeah. See, that's why we like these live drives, is it gives us a chance to like really screw around with these sort of things. I wouldn't really do much of that in just a normal review. We got any worthwhile chats?
Yes. Okay. Subaru fan 276 says, hey!
Hey!
7K.
7K yeah, you're right. Yeah. We do have 7,000 subscribers, which is awesome because I think it took us almost 6 months to get 1,000 subscribers and then another 6 months to do 6,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
So we're going in the right direction. Yes. So everyone smash that subscribe button.
Yep. Yep. Pittsburgh Man says the front face looks like they tried to copy the new redesigned Santa Fe, but failed.
You're right. The Santa Fe looks much better. Hyundai has been killing it in the design game lately. The new Tucson looks really good. The Santa Fe looks good. The Elantra looks good. Yeah. No, it's very easy to be nice to Hyundai and even Kia right now.
Moran commented.
Hey.
He said, I'm not even going to ask for manual mode. First reason is it's a Nissan and it has CVT.
That's awesome because as I was doing, what was it? I think earlier today I was driving this car, shooting some videos, and I was wondering, I knew we were going to do the live drive later today. I was like, if Moran's in there, there's no point in even asking about manual shift mode because this car does have manual shift mode, but it's all fake. So it's a CVT and it just gives you like prescribed shift levels.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm like, well, we'll do it, but it's not going to mean anything.
Right. Right.
What else? You got some dome lights. Those are decent. The window switches are honestly really nice. Those are some of the nicest things in the car. What you giggling about over there?
Nathan's asking what transmission it has.
Well, CVT.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good old classic Nissan CVT.
And then the comment right after Nathan is the CVT.
Ah.
I think that's funny.
Continuously variable transmission. Nissan was kind of one of the first brands to really bring that to full market. And it's not the worst CVT, but it's definitely not the best either. All right, well, have we exhausted the rear? I mean, it does have a, sorry, phrasing.
Yes.
Okay, to the front.
Okay.
Oh. For any of you just tuning in, doing the live drive of the 2021 Nissan Rogue. Let us know. We're kind of having, not even really a debate, just a general discussion about the styling up here. I am not a fan of it. Alyssa's indifferent.
Indifferent, yes.
You know what I do kind of like though? The color of the roof rails. It's like a brushed chrome.
Yes.
I think that looks nice.
Yeah.
That would look nice if this were all that, but whatever. Okay.
I think that could be.
Definitely could. Upon visually, it's an attractive place to be. You've got kind of this fake wood grain, this screen that sort of just plops out right here. It's like somewhat built in, as you can see, but not thoroughly. Start it up, get some heat rolling.
Right. Those back seats were not heated, by the way, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Nope. And interestingly, I don't think you can get cooled seats in the Rogue, even on the Platinum trim. This is the second highest trim, but I don't think you can. You do have heated steering wheel, so that's nice.
Yes.
No cooled seats.
Right.
Climate control screen works pretty well though. I appreciate that they didn't bury anything in the infotainment.
That is
just
nice,
right here, easy to find. We're gonna turn, we'll leave this on for now. What else of note? Other than that, I mean, this is kind of like
all-wheel drive.
This is a front-wheel drive, actually.
Oh, okay.
FWD, front-wheel drive. Yep. Which is kind of nice. It helps it feel a little bit peppier, not quite as heavy.
Right.
A bird managed to relieve himself on our windshield while we were sitting there.
Jeez.
Do you have windshield wipers where the sprayers are built right into the arms rather than
oh wow
spraying on? So that's kind of something. That's sort of considered luxurious. Also, I really, it's weird, but I really like these sunshades. They're huge.
They're giant.
They're really big, and
do they extend?
They extend.
Eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can block out a ton of sun with that. So I appreciate that.
That's quite nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, you know what? I bet one of the target markets that would buy this car would be
short people.
Yeah, I feel like a car like this is geared towards women.
Yeah,
I really do.
Oh, definitely.
The colors, the crossoverness of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then women can be short like myself.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the banes of my existence is 5 o'clock. Sun is like right here, just underneath the visor, and like. Yeah, and I'm too short, and it's sad.
We have been in situations where Alyssa was driving her car, and the sun visor's all the way down and her seat's all the way up, and she's still getting the sun in her eyes.
It's still straight in my eyes.
Yeah,
straight
so
in my eyes.
rough,
Yeah.
rough life.
Yep.
Speaking of which, Alyssa will drive the Rogue here if we can get up to $10 in total donations. So we're already $3 there from Yas. Thank you very much. But yeah, so feel free to donate. It definitely helps us out, helps pay for the gas while we're putzing around here. And you can either donate through YouTube, through the super chats and stickers, or through the Cash App, hashtag Daily Motor, and we will double any Cash App donations. So $3.50 on the Cash App will get Alyssa behind the wheel.
Cool.
And I am curious about your thoughts driving this, because as you said, I do think women are a prime demographic, especially younger women such as yourself, for this vehicle. So I'd be curious to hear.
We're crazy about crossovers.
Yeah, you are crazy for crossovers. So here's this shifter, and I mentioned this earlier, and you feel free to interrupt me if there are any comments that should be piped in, but it's interesting because it's a new design, and it's like a joystick. It's
not inspiring.
No. It feels like maybe you go to the arcade and you play like that claw game where you have to like move the claw handle around and try to drop down and get one of like the stuffed animal toys and bring it up.
But like the gears are like super worn out from not being replaced, and many people using it. Right.
This feels like the controller to that. It's kind of a hard rubber material, and it wiggles back and forth even though it's not supposed to. And then when you go to shift, you push in the side button with your thumb and move the whole thing back. It's perfectly easy enough to operate. It just doesn't feel good. And then to put it in park, you just go boop, boop. So you know what they could have done is they could have taken this space, and rather than this stupid grab it with your hand like shifter deal, you could just put buttons.
You love buttons.
I do like buttons.
You like button shifters.
And I know it takes people a while to get used to buttons, but once you do, then you're done, then you're good. And brands that do use buttons make like common sense buttons, like the Hondas. You kind of pull back for reverse, push down for drive, and push down for park.
Interesting.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. And the other thing is they went with this split style, like Mercedes S-Class-ish center console. I've never really gotten the point of these flip ones. I mean, I think in theory it's so that I can leave my elbow down and you can get into it.
Oh!
But look, that's so small. How are you gonna, I mean, you can fit your hand in there, but I can't.
Right. Let's try it the other way then. I'll have my elbow here.
I mean, I guess I could reach in technically and grab something, but it's uncomfortable. Whereas like an S-Class would be twice that width.
Be giant, and the material would be
much nicer.
Listen to that.
Yeah. Yeah. At least this isn't piano black plastic. This is like a texturized plastic, so it probably won't get scratched up the way piano black would. All right, on the road.
Moran is asking, does it hit the new rev limiter in park, or it has a soft limiter?
Soft limiter at about $5,000. So it's a pretty high soft limiter. I don't even think this thing will hit rev limiter when you're driving. The red line says 6, but I bet you it shifts, well, shifts, quote unquote, at like 5,400. It's honestly a pretty good motor. What engine was... Oh, that Mazda 3 hatch that we had this week, last week. It was a turbo.
Yes, we didn't do a live drive on that. Someone was asking.
Oh, really?
When we were gonna get a hatch.
Gotcha.
Hatch/sedan.
Yeah, we just had that Mazda 3 hatch turbo. That'll be coming up on the channel this weekend. That has a 2.5 liter turbocharged motor, but I just don't like the sound of it. There's something about the Mazda 2.5 liters. I just don't like them. That sounded like I was driving a CX-9 when I was driving that Mazda turbo. Whereas this engine, I actually don't mind the sound. It just sounds like an engine. I don't know.
Yeah.
I forgot to look at when it was shifting, but we're gonna swoop down into the kind of Daily Motor test route area and do a little more playing around that way.
Right. Yeah, it's almost gonna be rush hour, and we're in a lot of big traffic area.
That is correct. Ooh, look at that Mazda 6 right there. Soul red crystal. The best color.
Very pretty.
Alright, beans. It's fake shifting around 5,900 RPM, so that's something.
Fake shifting.
Yeah. Well, because really, in a CVT, if it wanted to make best use of its power, it would go into its power band and just stay there and sound really annoying, but people like the sound of shifting, so... Yeah. Other than that, it's a fairly simple driving experience. It's decently comfortable. I did the highway fuel economy test earlier today, and it was comfortable the whole time. Not a big fan of Nissan's recent gauge clusters. I don't mind the gauges themselves and the layout, but just navigating the different menus gets a little cumbersome, and then whenever you turn the cruise control on, it switches to its like active safety screen and takes you off of whatever you're looking at before.
Got it.
It's a little frustrating.
Steve Davis asks, what sound system does it have, and is it any good?
It's the Bose Sound system. I haven't done the test yet, so I haven't really dug into it. It sounds like, preliminarily, I'd probably give it about a 7 out of 10, maybe.
That's actually pretty decent.
6.5 out of 10. Yeah. It's alright. It does have USB-A, USB-C. I think it's got a headphone jack, 3.5 plug.
Really?
Yeah, those are pretty much gone. But, oh, it's okay. Bose systems are typically like 6 to 8 in that range.
Okay.
They're kind of a safe play.
Got it. Okay. Miles per gallon from you did the Eco?
Yeah, it was 32, which is 2 miles per gallon below EPA. Still not too bad, but considering this is front wheel drive, I would have liked to see a bit more.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, the Venza.
Venza got 36, but it's also a hybrid. But that's pretty good for being on the highway for a hybrid. Yeah.
This thing, we've got...
Oh yeah, we got a window sticker.
We've got a window sticker here.
Well, it's kind of a window sticker.
Yeah, it's not a Monroney, but we're looking at a whopping $35K for this, brand new. Right there.
What's the name of the color?
So, name of the color is... I have no idea. It's probably on this other page.
Maybe it's not. Might not be.
I don't know what the name of the color is.
That's fine.
Probably have to. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, it's not
Probably
a legit.
Somewhere in this.
I thought it was.
Oh. Not worth.
No, not worth spending more time looking at. So.
Water?
Thank you.
Yeah, we definitely, interesting car to do a live drive on, because there's not a whole ton to talk about.
No.
So we need you all in the chat to give us some talking points.
Right. Ooh, what do you think about this start-stop button placement down there?
I think it's kind of stupid. It's too far away, and it kind of blends in with the rest.
Right.
But it's not the end of the world. I mean, if you own the car, you get used to it being there, no problem.
Yeah.
There's nothing like objectively wrong about it.
It is kind of far.
It is kind of far.
Yeah, a person with short arms would have trouble reaching.
Yeah.
And that's like the main thing.
I like when manufacturers put the stop-start button right by the shifter. It's kind of cool. It feels like you're like, go. Whereas, I don't know. It's subtle, but there's something about the downward press that's more satisfying.
That's fair. Yeah. Would you pick this over the RAV4 or the CR-V?
No. Absolutely not.
Out of the three, which one? Like, number them 1 through 3.
If we're just... It's tough between the RAV4 and the CR-V because they both got good things about them and both got not good things. It depends on how long we're going to own it.
Okay, typical 3-year lease.
Okay. I feel like if I answer RAV4, my dad will be upset. Or if I don't answer RAV4, he'll be upset because he just bought a RAV4.
He just bought a new one. Is this a 2020 or a 19?
19.
Okay.
I think I would pick the CR-V. It'd be close, but I mean, the one downside is the sound system is it's awful in the CR-V, so that would be a detractor for me. But I liked the way that car drove. It was just a nice, mature, solid car. I really liked how the CR-V drove.
Yeah. It was one of the first ones that I was driving.
Right.
And I remember it having this tank feel to it. The steering wheel was just heavy enough. It felt solid. Nothing felt too loosey. I really don't like when steering wheels are they just turn too easily in crossovers or anything larger than that. It just had a good solid weight to it.
And Hondas typically do. Hondas feel great to drive. But yeah, I would pick the Honda. The RAV4 is good. It really is, especially the hybrid. But
they look cool. Yeah.
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 But I would pick both of them over this. Do not care for this Rogue much. It's hard to like do these reviews and try to separate myself, and any journalist encounters this, but try to separate my personal feelings from more objective things. But at the end of the day, like, a review shouldn't be 100% objective or subjective. Some people like to get mad in the comments like, this is such a subjective review. It's like,
well,
yeah, kind of, because it's my experience with cars that it's what I bring to the table. And what you try to do is build up a reputation and an audience of people who respect and care for your biases and sort of agree with them.
And understand them.
Right, and then can understand, like, okay, if I were to give a compact crossover a good review, like, that must mean he really likes it, because I am not buying compact crossovers as a personal person, which is funny, because I just bought a compact crossover. But, aside from that, I'm not the target market for this, so it's...
Yeah.
I've come across that with a video game reviewer that I like to watch. He had a whole video of like, look, like, I care for these type of games, I don't care for these type of games, so if I give one of these games I don't care for a good review, you know that, like, that's a really good game. Yeah. And that's how I feel like I am with car reviews. So if I get behind the wheel of a Mazda CX-5, which I would argue is the best compact crossover, and I'm like, wow, this is a really good car, you know that I'm really, really liking that car. What was that?
That was my phone.
Oh.
That was some
yeah, if you're someone who likes to drive at the limit, the Rogue is not for you. That's for sure. It gets pretty squirrely pretty easily.
Yeah.
I actually had an oversteer on me earlier, which is not what a compact crossover should do.
Yeah, I don't like this part of the live drive.
A year in and you're still not used to it, eh?
Well, the fact that you just said this car is quite squirrely when... Jeez. Give me a break.
Let's see, this is a good section of road for ride quality.
Karen getting spoiled. What? That was one of the comments.
Maybe they're referring to all the nice features here in the road.
Maybe.
That was a Washtenaw County Sheriff back there. Good thing we're driving a Rogue and not like a Corvette or something.
Alright, this section of road is bumpy.
It's actually taking these bumps decently well, I gotta say. What do you think?
I think it's in the middle there.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Perfect, but the wheels on this are quite large, aren't they?
Yeah, but there's still a decent amount of sidewall. So it's I would give it a pass at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
There's a RAV4 right there.
Nice blue one. See it? They're pretty.
Yeah, they're cool. I think they're much better looking than this. It's handling this broken pavement really, really decent.
Yeah.
peanut gallery.
Mike 1 says, I like Nissan CVT over the other brand's version because when you floor it, they don't simulate shifts most of the time.
Well, let's test that. Okay, he's right, to his credit.
Wow.
Yeah, we were doing about probably 40 miles per hour and I floored it and it just got up and continued accelerating, so.
Cool.
Fair enough.
All right.
Yeah, I overall, I mean, Nissan's been doing CVTs long enough now that they're definitely better than they used to be, and they're better than some other brands. The only one that really beats it is Hyundai with their IVT, which is just a CVT with a chain instead of a belt. So that one works really well.
Were you talking the other day about getting a Lexus ES to review?
Lexus ES coming on Monday with the Mark Levinson sound system, so you're welcome to everyone who's been asking for that car. We had a Genesis G80 coming, and we moved the G80 loan just for you. So don't ever say that Daily Motor never did nothing for you.
There you go, Con 1000.
There you go. And there's also someone who's been asking for a 4-cylinder Toyota Camry on every one of my videos, and we'll get one. We'll get one. Don't worry.
They can get a Lexus ES. They'll get a get a little Camry.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Cool. Moran says this 2.5-liter engine is designed by Renault.
Wait, quick pause. Look, there's an old Mercury what is that?
LeSabre?
Grand Marquis with a tonneau top that's partially ripped off. That is some Michigan stuff right there. Anyway, interesting that it's a Renault motor. I wonder if I like it better because of that. The French would make like a very refined engine. Look at this guy. It's
oh geez.
It's a lane, dog. You're not supposed to. There's a lane that you keep going on. Yeah. There you go. See, now he's creating like a more dangerous situation. Oh my goodness. Some people, man. Oh, yep, Karen.
Aw. That was just a taste of Charlie's road rage, everybody.
I wasn't road rage. That was very understandable. Nope, no profanity.
Teasing. I'm just teasing you. Well, I said mild, did I not?
Yes. I have a low tolerance for poor driving.
Yes. Yes.
It's a matter of safety.
Okay.
Okay.
Is the market for these higher level cars?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
No. I mean, this is definitely a little pricier, but all cars have been getting pricier lately because people get long loans and leases and everything and borrow more than they can afford. Not that I'm necessarily innocent of that, but people do it. No, I think this is a fairly commonplace car. They're just looking nicer these days. Standard cars look nicer. All right, we're gonna do a little 0 to 60 launch. Now with CVTs, you don't want to brake torque them. You just want to get on the gas. There's that fake shifting. 60. And ready for a 60 to 0 brake?
Yes.
Oh my God, CVT takes forever to clear itself back out before it'll get going again. Huh. Yeah, definitely no performance car. That's fine, that's not the point.
Right. Would you think something like this would be really reliable?
Well, people haven't had the best luck with Nissan CVTs, but I would like to think that now that they've been making them for so long, they're a little bit more reliable. I think this engine's going to be bulletproof. I mean, it's a little 2.5-liter 4-cylinder. Like, what's there to go wrong? I don't know. Maybe Moran can tell us if it's direct injection, but I doubt it. I hope it's like a multi-port injection sort of thing. Other than that, the rest of the car is probably going to be fine. I mean, I don't see them putting in any like radical technology in here. Maybe you'll have some of the ProPilot Assist semi-autonomous stuff go wrong. But I think it'd be fairly reliable.
Okay, well, that's pretty cool. Pittsburgh man. Sorry.
Yeah.
He's asked.
More like Toronto man.
He's asked if we are actually going to get a live drive on that Lexus ES. Because we did have a cool Mazda that was not live driven.
Here's the deal, Pittsburgh man. We do have a Lexus ES next week. That is true. And if you all want to see a Lexus ES, okay, fine, fair, grab a car, whatever. But we also have a Nissan GTR. So, I mean, if you all would rather, maybe I'll put out a poll. If you guys want to see Lexus ES over Nissan GTR, okay, let the people speak.
That's a really cool
Hyundai Kona. Yeah, that's neat. But I feel like a Nissan GTR would be a more exciting live drive.
Why don't we do one of those live drives where it's both?
Both?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. We've done that before.
We have done that. Tuesday's going to be a busy day next week. So
that's fair.
Maybe we'll live drive on Monday or later on in the week or something. Maybe we'll do two. I don't know. If you guys start donating to every live drive, Alyssa and I will live drive every day of the week. I don't care.
That's fair. Yeah. Live drives over the same car.
Yeah. We'll just live walk.
We'll just blog our lives from now on.
Yeah.
We're not gonna float on this one because why did I say that?
Hey, I wonder where Kyle is at.
He's probably sleeping.
Oh.
Or on his own video.
That's true.
Yes.
Oh, that is a police officer. Very interesting place. That doesn't seem like the safest place.
No, it totally doesn't. It's like dark and stuff.
Huh.
Okay. That's the third cop we've seen in the last the last 35 minutes.
Tomorrow is security's up. Let me say that.
Fair.
Tomorrow we're inaugurating a new president here in America, and tensions are high. Yeah. So there's probably just a ton of law enforcement presence everywhere.
What is NVH for cars?
Noise, vibration, and handling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kuya RB is asking if you can do reviews on that as well as in audio systems.
I mean, I typically do. That's just like a review of the car.
Okay.
I mean, I typically talk about the road noise, which in this Rogue is not fantastic. Vibration, that kind of just goes along with ride and sort of general. No cars really have vibration anymore. I mean, I kind of put that in with ride quality, and then handling is. I talk about handling. We just talked about it when we were doing the limit and stuff. I usually try to get near the limit of a car every time I test it. So, and we are in talks with a testing facility here where we can actually put cars at and above their limits, push them all the way past their limits in a safe environment. And when that happens, hopefully sometime in the first half of 2021, then we can really report on that.
I'm reading some of these comments and they're hilarious.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I want to hear.
Okay. Mike 1 says, from experience, if you actually take care of the CVT, get necessary fluid changes and such, it actually is somewhat reliable if you don't mind the noise of the CVT.
Yeah, I think that seems fair.
Yes, I think that is that.
I love the color on this Jeep right here. It's like a teal.
What is that noise?
It's the stupid lane keeping assist.
It sounds like when an analog clock is changing.
I know you're going to say when like a PlayStation 2 controller vibrates.
That too, yes.
Here, I'll do it again. Oh, maybe I won't, because now apparently it's...
Selective hearing then.
There we go.
That one isn't making sound then. Whatever. Okay. F Sport. Is it the F Sport?
It is the F Sport. It's the ES250 F Sport.
The GTR?
No, the Lexus.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know people liked the Lexus ES so much, but...
I don't even know. I wouldn't be able to point one of those out.
Yeah, they're very bland. It's a Toyota Camry.
That was not the statement I was making.
Oh.
I'm not familiar.
But like, there's a reason you're not familiar. It's just like a very, like, it's like when someone's owned 3 Camrys in their life and they want to step up to the next level, you know, Lexus ES. Don't get me wrong, I like the ES too. It's just, yeah.
Cool. Killer BJ Naster's in the chat.
Hey.
Hello. Everyone's voting for the GTR.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
It's on winter tires too, so hopefully it will snow a bunch, and then Alyssa and I will go out and do some 4-wheel snow nuts.
I love that. Snow nuts.
This Rogue, it is just easy to drive. I mean, I've just kind of been doing this drive, guys. One finger on the wheel.
Hand.
Like, it's kind of like what the Seltos last week. Yeah, just kind of get in and drive sort of deal.
Seltoids.
Although I liked the Seltos better than this. Seltoids. Hey, that Jeep's coming this way. Oh, they're gonna turn though. What is this?
Maybe we'll go find it.
Little Kia Forte 5. About to get dusted. I'm curious about anyone's opinions on the Hyundai Elantra GT getting canceled. I think we talked about it in the live drive a few weeks ago.
Did it?
But it was like a decent car that no one bought. So I'm curious if like anyone's like, oh man, just missed my chance. Also, that might have been a GT 500 Mustang that way. We shall investigate.
Okay. Look, that's so loud.
Sounds like not good.
Right. It sounded like my car when I had it in
Oh, S mode?
S mode on accident. And I was like, why are the gears staying?
What is this Mustang? It doesn't have a plate on it, I don't think.
Well, that's half the cars in this town.
Yeah, you're right.
It looks like it's got snow on the back.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's snow or if it's like either testing equipment or like pinstripes.
Oh, it might be pinstripes.
Get out of the way, Kia Sorento.
I'm wondering if Steve Davis is asking about this car and how it compares to the Trailblazer.
Oh, one moment.
Sure.
I'm gonna investigate this Mustang first. It is a GT.
It is snow.
350. Nice.
That's pretty cool. Hello. They're like looking at us and she's like, it's a lady driving.
That's a cool like all black GT350. That's the same car Moran has.
Oh, well that's very cool.
Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Moran that has the GT350.
Very nice.
Although his is like a cool dark gray. Anyway, this versus a Trailblazer, I would take a Trailblazer over this. I was actually fairly impressed by that Trailblazer.
I remember that.
It's a good price.
We went off-roading just a little bit with that, didn't we?
You're right, yeah.
We went and blazed some trails.
We did blaze some trail. Some very already blazed trail. Yeah. It's a decent car.
Nice.
This is a bigger car than the Trailblazer though. This is more comparable to the Chevy Equinox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Your favorite.
I don't like the Equinox. It's like my least favorite car.
That's why I said it like that.
Yeah. That's why I was surprised I liked the Trailblazer.
Okay, so. Very cool. Very cool. Thank you, F.B.I. Stop&Shop, for a nice $5 donation.
Hey,
yay.
Nice. That puts us $2 away from you driving this thing.
It sure does.
We haven't seen F.B.I. Stop&Shop in a while. I'd like to know how they're doing because they donated to us a little while back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, appreciate that.
Thanks for stopping by and watching us do this live
Stopping and shopping.
Stopping and shopping.
F.B.I. Stop&Shop. They'd be busy this this time of day, week.
Right. Oh, he asks, are you guys going to review the 2013 Dodge Charger SRT8 by any chance? That's very specific.
Incredibly specific. But if I can find one, absolutely. I think that'd be cool because those cars are so cheap now. I feel like it'd be nice to know if it's worth buying one of those or buying something new like a Stinger or something like that, spending a bunch more money. So,
right.
Yeah. No, I will keep my eye out, especially for you, Mr. Donor.
Mr. F.B.I. man.
Donate 10 grand and we'll just go buy one. But don't donate it through YouTube because we'll lose like half of it.
Yeah.
Donate it through Cash App. That won't cause any sort of tax implications or anything.
He says, I doing good.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Very good. You've been talking a little bit every now and then when you're asked about the used car review market and how that would be kind of cool, but you pretty much got it made with getting all brand new cars.
Yeah, at this point, it's just a matter of there only being so many hours in the week.
Right.
I'm pretty busy with shooting and editing all these videos as well as shooting for Winding Road and working on the website, thedailymotor.com. So
yeah, that's got some.
It's got some new content going up on it. We've got a new editor. His name's Chandler. He's been doing a great job. So he's been helping get a little bit of content up there, starting to jumpstart that project.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
used car reviews are definitely something we'd like to do. You saw that we did a sound system test on Alissa's Passat, which if any of you are in the market for an excellent condition 2013 Volkswagen Passat, hit us up. We will sell it to you. But yeah, other than that, I just don't have a ton of time, and we're getting our new long-term vehicle come in next week, so that's going to be taking up time. We're going to be doing a lot of videos and tests with it and everything.
On a Tuesday next week.
Yep. So we do have Nathan from Daily Motor who is looking into doing used car reviews. So hopefully by the summer or so, we can get him into the cycle and be covering a few of those. But mostly we busy.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
So if any of the OEMs dry up, knock on fake wood that they don't.
Right.
Then we can always tap into that used car market.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah, we've got a game plan.
Right. Cool,
or if Alissa and I get too sick of this these gray winters, then maybe we'll just
yeah.
move to, I don't know,
somewhere else.
Austin, Texas.
You'd have to really convince me about that one. We either need to be in a place where it's like snow, legit snow during the winters instead of gray, green, brown grass, or like summer year round.
Well, I think that's Austin, summer year round.
Maybe.
Right, let's take another look around the outside. We've been driving around for quite a bit here now.
Yes. Let's answer a few more of these.
Absolutely. Always down to answer chats.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Trailblazer. Again, is that reliable?
I don't know. Are Chevys ever reliable? Like, you probably get a good 100,000 miles out of them, and then when it breaks, you just run down to O'Reilly Auto Parts or Napa, and you pick out whatever part it needs for $30, and then you drop it in. And then you're good for another 10,000 miles. Like, that's just owning a Chevy.
That sounds about right.
Yep.
Going 120 though, that's not too bad.
No.
Okay. In like probably a sentence, how could you sum up how this car drives?
It's like the opposite of a driver's car. It's not very linear. The steering is like a 4 out of 10.
Okay.
The ride is okay. It doesn't make you, it's a perfect example of a car that doesn't make you enjoy driving. If you've driven like a GTI or a Mazda, things like that, you know that feeling of making a normal, everyday, boring drive exciting just by nature of it being the car you're driving. This is the opposite of that. This is the antithesis of a Miata or a BMW or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Purely A to B.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yep. You got to care more about your backseat passengers than you do about the driving experience.
That's actually a very fair assessment.
I'm not saying that that's not bad. You know, some people, that's all they care about.
Right.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But you can find vehicles that do it both, like the CX-5, but not this one.
Got it.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Very nice. You'll have to, HTMM is asking if you'll crank up the Bose, but you'll crank up the Bose in your sound review.
Yes, absolutely. We can listen to, I got my unlicensed tracks in here.
Okay.
We can listen to that in a minute.
Okay. Well, maybe that's something you can do when I'm driving.
Oh, did we get another donation?
Yeah, because F.B.I Stop&Shop found $3 more in his glove box. Which is cute.
Cool. Awesome. Well, we'll put Alissa behind the wheel and get the female perspective.
Yep. Ooh, Abraham Roy, we've got some reviews on the Seltos.
Oh yeah, you just missed it, but
yep, just missed that one.
There will be Seltos content coming up, I think even tomorrow is the first.
Cool.
I think the fuel economy test for the Seltos is tomorrow, sound system test Sunday, review sometime next week.
Perfect. Just what you're asking, I hope for. The Con 1000, they just did the Kia Slow Toes.
Ha, Slow Toes.
And he says, oh, I need to watch that.
Yeah,
that's
I
cool.
think the live drive might be unlisted on the channel right now. I can't remember. I think it's on. No. I think
it should be listed.
Yeah, I think it's live.
Yeah,
I think it's public.
Yeah, we
went up
used
last
to
week.
not keep the live drives on the channel, but you changed that.
Yeah.
A couple months
Yeah.
ago.
Celtos is up. Yep.
Yep. So cool. Pittsburgh Man says move to Toronto. We have real winters, but also really nice summers.
That's true. I think if we move somewhere with real winters, it'd probably be northern Michigan.
That's quite.
Or
fair.
maybe like north in Canada. Yeah.
Living in Canada would be quite fun.
Cool. All right, well, let's do a little walk around and then get you behind the wheel.
That sounds perfect.
Also, our battery's still at 33%, so maybe we can get away with not ending a live stream early this time.
Jeez, that fell real fast. We started at 100.
Yeah, but it's 450.
Okay.
Alyssa has high standards. Actually, we get the my little hotspot here. Also, let us know if the quality's been good. We're using our T-Mobile 5G hotspot. Not the hotspot, but my phone. So you can see with the lights on.
A lot of beeping.
A lot of beepings because the car's still running, but the key's not in it. Yeah. We were talking about the looks earlier. I'm meh. Alyssa's meh. It's inoffensive from the back, especially.
It's inoffensive.
But I don't know. I just don't care for that super weird looking.
Again, like what you said earlier that I think was really astute. It's more about being just a vehicle that gets you from A to B.
Right.
It's more about what's in it than what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As we pointed out earlier, nice big trunk area though, and also a fairly low load surface, I should say. So someone like you, Alyssa, a shorter person, if you were lifting groceries in here or something, a big bag of cat food or whatever, you don't have to go very high.
No.
I mean, it's below your hips even, I think. Yeah, just barely. So lifting up
should be okay.
and should be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, which some crossovers is not the case. You gotta get
Some
real
of them
high.
are very
Some of them have a lip that you gotta get up over, and this does not. You can kind of slide stuff right in.
A little bit of a lip, but it's not
it doesn't go back down is what I mean. So you can just slide something straight out.
It would go back down.
If you had it like that, you're right.
Like that. Or had this completely out. Like if you really didn't like these,
you could have
that is a continuous
that
flow
extra
right there.
3 inches of space, if that. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, how about you go ahead and hop on in the driver's seat, and I'll get to moderate the comments.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh man, it's so low.
What state are you in? We are in Michigan. What state do you have a state speed limit of 55? Because let me know so I won't live there. Any 360 camera or parking assist systems. There is a parking assist, there are beepers. I can't remember if it's got a 360 camera. When Alyssa gets her seat set here, we'll have her put her in reverse and we'll see what happens. Abraham Roy. Yeah, you do need to watch that. The con. Kia Slotos. That's awesome.
I think that's funny. Sounds like everyone's having a nice time in the chat.
Crank up
higher.
Can you take me higher? Let's just gotta get higher. Reevaluate some things here. Oh, I said earlier I like the color of this
interior?
leather. Yeah.
It is really nice. Yes.
I think it's a fairly well designed interior, and the seat comfort's pretty good.
Are these mirrors like out and slanted down to you? Because they are for me. Like not the actual stock itself.
I don't know.
Maybe it's I don't have mine. I don't know.
I feel like I drive so many cars I don't even notice mirrors.
That's fair. They just seem quite interesting to me.
That's fair. Manual steering column, but it does telescope, so that's good.
Ooh, I don't like that.
Ha! There's somebody called Spooky Scary Skeleton. Hey, it's Wide Putin! That's awesome. Man, he's got the best names. Most of the thing is, Spooky Scary Skeleton, that's not relevant now. It's already January. That's like an October name, man.
He just changed it. Let him be.
He's got to change it now to something else. What's been big in the meme game? I've been kind of out of memes for the last few weeks. I've been busy. Is there anything relevant in memes?
My meme cache is all animal stuff.
That's true.
So I don't have
memes.
Yeah.
Oh, the cons in New York.
Sad.
Yeah, no, we're definitely
How do I get to drive? I don't even know.
We talked about this shifter earlier in the review.
There's a button on the side, right? Do I go down?
You pull the whole thing back.
Park. It like went, the light went,
yeah,
went all the way up and then over. Okay.
Throw it in reverse. I want to see if it's got a 360 cam.
Do I go forward?
Yep. Yes, it does have a 360 camera, so that's good.
Neat.
Would you say this Rogue competes with the Toyota RAV4 or Honda CR-V? If it does, you think they're better? Abraham, yes, it does directly compete with those, as well as the CX-5 and the Equinox and the Ford Escape. I prefer the RAV4 and the CR-V over this Rogue. Spooky Scary Skeleton, aka Wide Putin, has not been able to catch any live streams because of how busy he's been, but it is what it is. And yeah, he's in school, if I remember correctly. He, or technically she, we don't know for sure. Right, I guess. But I hope your studies have been going well. I know you had some exams to do, so hopefully those have been, those all went well, and hopefully this semester is going well for you. Pittsburgh man said, any closer and Alissa will be in the steering wheel. You gotta see, I used to criticize her for that, and she has moved back a little bit, but she's got short legs, so she can only, you know, she works well with cars that that have adjustable pedals. But all joking aside, this is why it's important for someone who's not 5'10" to drive the car, because cars will work differently for her than they do for me.
Yes.
What are your initial impressions? And if you don't have any yet, you can wait.
That's fair. I have some about the steering wheel, and I've noticed this. I've been comparing the steering wheel of every car I'm driving now to the CR-V. That's right?
Oh yeah, the CR-V, the Honda.
CR-V, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like that the most out of probably all the cars that I've driven a little bit, aside from my own. That sounded bad. Ah, jeez.
Yeah,
so touchy.
The throttle's super jumpy in this car.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
No.
I don't like it at all.
No. Anyways, there was no pull in the wheel. It was firm, it was stiff, it felt heavy, it felt reliable, but there was no like weird, like squirrely feeling resistance. With this wheel, when you turn it, and maybe it's not really going to be that big of a deal at the end of the day, it just feels like it wants to turn back to center, but you've got to turn it. Mm-hmm. So it feels interesting and a little weird like that. I've noticed that in the Seltos that I drove in our last live drive as well. So
you can feel free to make it back toward Ipsy anytime here.
I don't actually know how.
You just take a Michigan left.
Oh, okay.
And any of them, pretty much.
Probably do that.
So White Putin has graduated. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
So they're doing college apps now as well as work. And
go to community college.
There you go. And 360 camera quality was okay. I mean, you can see the lines, but it's not like crystal clear. Appreciates that you're driving.
Aw, cool.
And Sean says hello. And we have a donate. I'm gonna let you pull out here because this is like tough rush hour level pulling out. So I'm just gonna sit back, let Alyssa drive for a moment.
This isn't a 2-lane.
It is a 2-lane, so you can pull out.
Mean like the turn.
Oh, correct.
I'll go after that little black car.
Okay. We have a donation from Stefano.
Thank you!
They'd like to hear the horn.
Oh, right now?
Sure. That's actually not too bad. It is a little muted, but I kind of don't mind that.
Yeah, it's not very high-pitched.
Yeah, I have in the description that anyone who donates gets a horn beep, but I always forget.
Oh no, we owe like 9 more.
Yeah, so we'll have to do some... We'll do more when we're on a less busy road.
Everyone else is going to be like, ah! I love that. Slight chaos.
Alyssa is a chaotic neutral alignment, and I am like a lawful neutral, I would say. Lawful, yeah.
Most of the time lawful good, but
right,
maybe I'm biased for you. If it's just something that makes people raise their eyebrows a little bit.
There you go.
That's funny.
Spooky thinks we should drive the Toyota Mirai, which is a hydrogen vehicle, and I actually had the Hyundai, why am I drawing a blank? Whatever Hyundai hydrogen.
Ioniq?
No, it's their hydrogen car. It was pre-used.
That was out in California, wasn't it?
There was one out in California, yes, but I drove it once here in Michigan. But the problem is there's no hydrogen stations here in Michigan, so we were very limited on how far we could drive it. So if we're ever out in California, we'll drive a Mirai.
Is it 55 on this room?
Correct. The Pittsburgh man says, trust me, Alyssa is probably taller than his girlfriend, so seeing a short person driving is good when looking at family SUVs in the future.
Yes, and that is why we do that.
Killer BG asks if it has problems with the stop-start button. I haven't noticed any. It starts fine. Also stops fine. Community college is not the best fit for what I want to do, so I'm applying to the bigger colleges, specifically the Wharton School of Business, because I eventually want to become CEO of GM. Well, Mr. Putin,
High hopes, man.
yeah, make sure you remember us when you are running GM, and I will gladly come on as a consultant for how to make your cars not bad.
That would be awesome.
Yes. GM actually used to have a program like that. It was pretty neat. They took a group of journalists that had worked as journalists like a long part of their life, and they actually like worked under some of the executives at GM, and they would drive the cars when they were in prototype stage and like review them as though they were journalists and compare them to competitors and everything. And sometimes GM would listen, sometimes they wouldn't. Oh, your hat's down there. I was wondering what that was.
I threw that back in before we got out.
I wonder what happens if someone does a neutral drop, or if anyone neutral drop a CVT. I think they would get a CVT suit. Moran, don't even think for a moment that I am not okay with doing that to this press car, because I will 100% neutral drop this car.
I don't even know what that is. What is that?
Rev it up neutral and then slam it into drive and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm not going to be in the car when I'm not going to do that.
CVT suit. That's funny. Also, I should point out, we are getting down... Oh, you know what? I brought a battery pack. What am I doing, dog? Amateur.
What are we at, though, just so
16%.
Oh.
Yeah, the GoPro dies...
Really quickly now.
Yeah. Well, once it gets lower, it, like, dies quicker.
Huh.
So we're going to plug it in. I don't know if it'll give it enough juice to charge. We'll find out. Like, actively charge instead of just deplete more. Okay, we have... Do we have power?
We'll just have to keep an eye on that battery.
Yeah. It's not saying that I'm charging, but it's, like, it's plugged in. However, if the feed does go out, we will swap batteries, because I brought extra batteries, and it'll just go dead for a few minutes and then come back. But
yeah, we learned from our last live drive with that Seltos when the battery literally just died.
Yeah.
Like probably a good 2 minutes before we were actually going to end it, which is just too bad.
Right. And typically we only go for an hour, but you know, if we're having a good time, we got a bunch of people in watching.
Yes, people are interested. We'll try to keep going.
Yeah. So we'll keep an eye on this battery. We're at 15 now, so if it goes down again, then I don't know what's going on here.
Right.
What's your daily driver? I have a 2006 Chrysler Town & Country, and Alyssa has a 2013 Volkswagen Passat. I also have a Suzuki V-Strom motorcycle that I try to ride as much as possible.
Yep. But that Town & Country is not your daily driver. These press cars are.
That is true. I haven't driven the Town & Country more than like 3 times in the last half a year.
Yeah, yep. That's very accurate.
So is their hydrogen car. Also, you want to be in the left lane at some point, so you can take a left at the light.
Oh, okay. That's where we're going.
Pilot assist works okay. The only thing I noticed with it is on the highway, it's always kind of fighting you. So I feel like you're constantly having to make corrections, and I didn't care for that. But it does a good job at steering. We'll probably do one more round of the highway, and we'll see the car kind of steer itself with pilot assist. You should review the Subaru Impreza. I don't know. I don't know if you want me to review the Subaru Impreza. We had that cross-track. I'm not sure. Pam D says hi. Hello, Pam. Thank you for watching. F.B.I. Stop&Shop. Do you like the on top of dash information or in dash? I think you're probably referring to like a head-up display. Some head-up displays are really good. Some are not very good.
I like head-up displays.
Yeah.
I do like them.
Okay. What next? Maybe I can fix their problems. This is a spooky, scary skeleton again, talking about GM. And he says he'll remember us all if he makes it. If I were CEO, he'd hire people like us and Scotty Kilmer who have real-world advice. I honestly think that's smart to kind of keep an eye on what real people are saying about the cars. But GM doesn't like to take criticism about their own cars, right. So.
All I have to ask is, when White Putin is CEO of GM, can we call you White Putin still? Or would you prefer spooky, scary skeleton?
Yeah, are you going to be Mr. Putin or Mr. Skeleton? Yeah. Or is it Mr. Spooky Skeleton? Or sorry, Scary Skeleton.
Or Scary Putin.
Scary Putin. Yeah, you need to combine your names. Spooky.
Scary Putin.
Spooky, wide, scary Putin. Skeleton. The third.
The third. Wide and spooky.
Am I using the Hero 8 or 9? This is a GoPro Hero 8. Didn't end up upgrading to the 9 because it was just apparently not really any better for video quality. The camera's a little bit...
Do I go straight to get on the highway or take that?
Take the left and around and come, do the swoopy loop. The 9 has a bigger battery and bigger screens and stuff, but it's also a little larger and the night quality isn't as good. Blah, 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 blah. Thank you, Sean. Y'all have grown quite a bit since I first watching. Y'all had 6 people in the live stream before, and now it's up to 27. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Scary Putin. I can't even say his name right
Putin now.
We're just gonna call him Scary Putin. F.B.I Stop&Shop said Spooky Putin. Yeah, no, we love the fact that we're getting more people on these live drives. It's fun, especially when we're doing a boring car like this. I mean, it's one thing when we're whipping around in a Corvette or whatever. It's easy to stay entertained, or with Escalade, but we need you all to help us stay entertained for these cars. Oh, F.B.I, you're talking about like this thing when it's built in, or if it's like up on top. I don't really care too much. I mean, obviously it looks better when it's built in, but it's not gonna like affect the way you use it too much. Spooky Scary said, yeah, you can call me Wide Putin when he's CEO.
That's awesome.
Good.
Great.
Hello, Sean. Oh, the music. All right. We'll bop some beats.
Bop some beats. And by that time, we'll also be on the highway a little bit, so we can let the birds again.
Oh my gosh, Alyssa, call the birds.
Call Alfred.
Ha. All right, we need to get our...
But we'll be able to do some music with like 60 seconds on the highway.
Yeah. We need to go back, sound test. This probably isn't going to sound super great, you guys, because I mean, when I do the sound test, I'm using quality microphones and not just a GoPro.
That's fair. Blah, 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 blah.
Ha! He changed his name to Spooky Scary Wide Putin. That's awesome. That is totally better.
Yes. Really good.
Yeah. It's got decent bass. It's a Buick Lucerne engine. Thinks it's 25, but that'd be ridiculous.
Yeah, that would be ridiculous.
So yeah, it sounds alright. It's Bose system. They all sound okay.
Yeah.
Gas. Even on GoPro, it sounds good. Yeah, no, it's not a bad system.
Well, what do you have to compare it to?
Well, I've driven the CR-V and I've driven the...
No, I mean like on the GoPro. No.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Bose will be Bose. Yes, it will. So we're gonna get up on the highway here. We're gonna have Alyssa set the cruise control and have it kind of demo the ProPilot assist steering around the corner if the traffic allows for it.
Yeah.
And then we'll kind of take a stop and wrap it up. The Bose and the Mazda 3 Turbo, that was better, Esteban. That video I actually just edited it. And I think I gave it like a 9, 8.5 or 9. It was really good. The Mazda Boses are probably some of the best. Blah, 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 blah. So yeah, any last things that you all would like to see on the Rogue, let us know, because we'll be doing the highway and then stopping one more time, doing a walk around, and wrap it up.
Cool.
Hi, Jade and Lo. Thanks for tuning in. We love having you all watching. This is a fun time for us here at Daily Motor to find out some new things about the car, see what you all care about seeing. Apparently all you all want to see are just Lexus ESs every day and 2013 Chargers.
GTRs.
Yes. Next week we got a bright blue Nissan GTR and we are going to be ripping it. We're going to burn through a ton of gas, so thank you for all the donations this week. That's going to help pay for the gas in the GTR. Because last time I had a GTR, I didn't have to pay for gas. Auto dim rear view and side view mirrors. Rear view, yes. Side mirrors, it doesn't look like it. Yeah. You should get a house in Germany so you can go as fast as you want. That's a great idea, the Con 1000. I would love a house in Germany. Maybe a castle even. So
heck yeah. Drop
them donations and we will move lickety split. Aw, Camaro on a bed. Sad baby. All right, rip it, Liz.
I am.
It doesn't feel exactly confident, but it like does it.
No, I don't like it.
No. So you can just stay in the right lane as we get up to speed. You know the drill.
I know the drill.
So you press the blue button to turn the cruise on.
I like does not want to press.
And then set. That stupid little beep happens every time it comes into lane. And then, so Alyssa's going to come up to these lines here in the right lane and you can hear it disengaged. And then once it picks up again, it's going to beep and she'll gently let her hands off the wheel and see if it takes the lane.
I don't like that at all.
Okay.
Right now?
Yep.
There's a car on my side.
Just kind of keep your hands right over it. Yep, there you go. So see, it's doing it.
It's doing it, and there's a Jeep on that side. Oop. It stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, it totally stopped.
It likes to like think it knows better in a lot of cases, but it's doing it.
I'm like hitting the dotted yellow line. I don't like it.
Go ahead and we'll go straight up this way and then I'll right onto Austin again and we'll loop around to one of those lots and wrap things up.
Austin or Tyler?
Oh, maybe it's Tyler. Sorry.
Yeah.
Tyler Road.
Same kind of name.
Right. Well, I'll let you answer this question, Liz. Kind of wrap up your thoughts. How is it to drive? Henjo has asked, and he's got a Scooter Man name, so you know he's legit. Also, this person's probably going to get over.
Yeah, you're going to do it. Just driving around, it's totally fine. I mean, when you are going to accelerate from a full stop, for some reason it just likes to charge really fast.
It's super,
yeah, and it doesn't necessarily make a whole lot of sense, and I don't like it. This guy, the truck in front of that Jeep, does not know where he's going. Braking is nice, of course. I'm gonna get over so you guys don't. Just braking a bunch. I like I said before, I'm not a fan of the type of steering that it has. It's not loose, it's not heavy like I like it to be. Instead, it feels like there's a weird resistance. It's almost like it's trying to act like heavy steering, but instead of that, it actually feels like it's fighting you when you want to make a turn, which is interesting. But yeah, it's almost like it's trying to be heavy, like a nice thick, not even thick, but like I'm trying to describe.
It's tough to describe.
Yeah.
That's why the best I could say earlier is just that it just doesn't. It's not rewarding to drive. We'll go to the next one because there's people on this one. Yeah. It doesn't. Yeah. It's certain cars. It's kind of intangible, like that CX-30, are just they feel right.
Yeah.
And this just doesn't feel right.
Right. That's
one more.
Nope. One more.
Yep. No, like that way up there. The big lot. Yeah.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So there's that. You you saw how little I drove on the highway just now, but you probably also saw my facial expressions. I did not like this one.
Nope.
Dang.
Right at the American Center of Mobility. There's a lot right there.
Okay.
Yep.
I was not super confident in that lane keep assist. There was a Jeep coming up on my left, and it was really like we were going through a curve, and it was really wanting me to stay next to that white dotted line in the middle, and I was like, there's a Jeep coming, man. Like, I'm not okay with this. So I didn't really like that. I think the Seltos is really similar to that. Okay. But that was me on the highway for maybe a minute. So keep that in mind. With all of that. But if you're just doing simple driving, that 2-lane that I was on, that was complete easy driving, totally fine on that. But that's gonna be easy driving no matter what. So yeah.
F.B.I. probably not gonna do any older muscle carsy types. It's just there's other channels for that. And then
unfortunately.
And Nissan Altima Obsessed said, every other car reviewer says it drives nice. LOL, to each his own. Yeah, it's inoffensive. It's not hard to drive. It's not like it's not bad. It's just it's not engaging.
It would be entirely capable of getting used to any little quirks, any little accelerations. You know, if you felt you would feel more comfortable with the lane keep assist. That's the right term for it, right? The more you used it.
Yeah.
Right. So again, caveat to what I had just said about it, I was only doing it for maybe 30 seconds to a minute.
Right.
You know? But yeah, initial impression is not very inspiring for me.
And I will say I preferred the Nissan Altima much more to this car. Actually, I think the Altima is quite good as a driving car. And what's really good from Nissan is actually the new Sentra. It was a really good car to drive, the little orange one we had.
Yeah, that was fun.
It's just kind of bleh.
Right.
Yeah. So, and
we've said it before in this live drive, and I will say it again. This car is more about the things and the people you put in it, and less about what this car actually is.
Right, for driving and everything. Yeah. Cool. Well, let's head out, take a quick look at the engine, and wrap around and wrap things up. A few other chats here real quick. Drive a Mitsubishi Mirage. I have, and they're hilariously bad. I would love to get one. Mitsubishi doesn't really love to give them out though, because everyone just tears them apart. And then I drove a 2019 Altima, and the steering made it impossible to drive in a straight line. Yeah, like I said, the ProPilot Assist sometimes has a mind of its own, but I took the Altima on like a 1,000-mile trip over the summer, and it was good. Yeah, up north. So it was fine. The only thing that got annoying was the beeping every time the cruise control set. Because my passenger was like, what's it doing? I was like, it's just the cruise control, don't worry about it. All right. There you go. Cool. I accidentally scrolled all the way up. Okay. So we're gonna get wrapping things up here. And because we got the battery pack plugged in, we're not gonna end the stream early. Do I have my phone on me? I think I do. It's in my pocket. Yep. Cool. Liz, I'll let you take this real quick. I'm gonna pop the trunk, or pop the hood, I mean.
Okay. He's gotta go inside to do it.
Little 2.5-liter naturally aspirated motor. I will say I kind of appreciate that this is a naturally aspirated rather than a turbocharged engine, because turbos and CVTs don't tend to work well together. And I think the fact that this is just naturally aspirated helps it from being a little too surgy. But there it is. Not too much to see. A little bit of plastic covering.
Yeah, we're not going to take the plastic covers off because they're a pain to put them back on.
Yep, made that mistake before.
Many times before.
Yep. All right. I'll take one last look at the comments. Oh, it is direct injection. Thanks, Maran. He's finally... Oh, wait. That was from... Yeah, he just got back to us. So it's direct injection. So that could affect reliability in the long term. Nissan Obsessed says, I'll stick to the Altima most likely. I didn't like previous generation Rogue. It drove horribly. Good review, you too. Thanks for your time. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
And yeah, definitely. The Altima is surprisingly good. And even just the base motor, I kind of prefer the 2.5 in the Altima to the 2-liter turbo as well. Nissan and Infiniti did that variable compression turbocharged motor, and it just doesn't work well with the CVT. And then is the Con 1000S is It's Charlie from Daily Motor your signature? Kinda. Yeah, that's like the way I start every video. It's always good to have something that grounds you, and then you can sort of jump off from there.
What a great question.
How do you get the press cars? Well, FBI, we'll talk about it more in another video just because we're wrapping up soon. But relationships, just having a good relationship with the PR people, and also having enough content, enough reason for them to give you a car. So every car we cover here on Daily Motors also reviewed for Winding Road magazine. So if you're not part of that channel, check it out. But there's 800,000 subscribers almost on Winding Road. So that's kind of where, that's really the main reason we get the cars. Blah, blah, blah. I enjoyed hanging out. Thanks, Artem. Appreciate it. And Timothy says, LOL, laughing faces. So thanks to all of you for donating, FBI and
Thank
Yas. I didn't see Beladiya Jay in this one.
Oh, I think they commented, they were like, he was like the first commenter.
Oh.
That said he had to go study for exams.
Oh, well, wishing Beladiya a good study sesh, and Yas knows how that is.
No, Wide Putin.
Wide Putin, sorry.
There you go. Yeah, gotta keep you guys in,
I know,
you know, gotta keep
we're getting
all
too
straight.
Many of you. That's a good thing Alyssa's got a good memory. And, but yeah, thanks all for coming along and watching and hanging out. We'll be back next week with a much different Nissan, the GTR, and maybe if you all are lucky, we'll drive the Lexus ES as well. Yeah. And maybe our new long-term car as well.
Woo!
See, maybe we'll have a free live drive week next week.
Yes.
We'll see what
that'd be pretty fun. Yep.
And yeah, we're gonna do one final walk around so that we don't end the clip early. And we'll see you on the next one. We're Charlie and Alyssa from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.